Hey you guys, it's your girl Teresa and I'm back with a new video. Today we're going to be doing a chemical peel on my girlfriend. As you see, we were having a good conversation. We were just talking about so much as we get into this video. I would love for you guys to like, comment, and subscribe, and there'll be more content coming soon. So first we start off with a double cleanse. This is the first cleanse, and I normally like to use a creamy cleanse for the first, and that's just to help get off some of the dirt and debris to make sure that the face is completely clean. So I'm just making sure I'm getting everywhere with that, and not so much of scrubbing or like rubbing, but making sure that I do good. And then here we are getting ready to do the second cleanse. Or nope, I'm still on the first cleanse, sorry. Doing the foamy cleanse even more. I just wet my hands just so that I can work the product in even more. Make sure I'm getting to all the little cracks and crevices here. And then I'm getting my towel. Make sure that towel isn't too hot for your client. So it's always best to air the towel out first. Make sure that it's not hot. I always touch my client's ear. And then when you go to fold that towel, make sure that you leave the mouth and the nose open. I like to take and massage the towel just a little bit because it is warm, so it does feel good. And the face doesn't get touched that much. So it's really nice when you have someone doing a service like this to touch your face. And notice how I'm bringing everything down and back up. So I wipe down first just to make sure that everything from the top to the bottom is clean. And then I go in and I take the towel and make sure that I wipe underneath the neck. Right there underneath the chin. Do it one more time. Go down the middle of the face, the nose area, across the cheeks, across the chin, just to double check and make sure. Then I get ready for my second cleanse, and I normally like to use a gel cleanser for this one. I just feel like the gel cleanser helps to continue getting all the rest of the dirt and debris off that I didn't get off with the first cleanse. I just make sure I massage. There's no technique to this. Don't let anybody tell you oh, there's a technique to washing the face, because there isn't. I just make sure I get I just do the gel cleanse and do kind of like a little face massage. And then I get my towel, my second towel. Again, I make sure that it's not too hot. And then we go right into getting that cleanser off. And again, make sure that you do not cover the client's nose or mouth. A little massage there. There we go. Once again, I do that same technique. Make sure that I'm wiping. And then sometimes I try to, if my client's not normally talking, if they're still, I make sure I wipe across their lips too with the towel. And then because we are doing a chemical peel, you want to make sure you use a Vaseline to include all around the lip, in the corners of the lips, in the corners of the eyelids, under the nose, on the sides of the nose, So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just including. And no, I do not use the same Q-tip that I use for her mouth and her nose. I get a new Q-tip every time. And if you want to save, what you could do is you could do the mouth, the eyes, do the mouth with one side of the Q-tip, turn it around, use one side of the other side of the Q-tip for the eyes, and then get a new one for the nose. I'm just making sure I do the inside as well. And something that I'll be honest that I didn't do in this video, but I do later on, is take a little bit of that Vaseline and include under the eye. You want to make sure that you get like all the areas where it has cracks and crevices and creases, and that is very sensitive. So like very thin skin, and that's the corner of the lips, under the nose, and under the eyes. So there, I'm just trying to take and put the goggles on. They don't fit that well, but I do have another thing that I'm going to do. You guys will see it here in just a couple minutes. I'm actually preparing it now. I take a 4x4, I get it wet with either warm or cold water. Either one, your client will like both. It feels good on the eyes. And I take and I place that over her eyes. And then I'll take and put the goggles back on. So you see me doing that here. And then after this, we do her skin analysis. My client here, she has combo skin. The forehead was a little oily. The T-zone, I should say. The T-zone area was oily. She did have some pustules on her forehead, some comedones on her forehead. The chemical peel that we are using is an AHA by Clarity. We cannot do any extractions before or after with this chemical peel, so we weren't able to do it. Right there, me poking, that's just me making sure, just checking to see if her skin was dehydrated. And as you see, it bounced right back. And normally if it's dehydrated and you do the poke, the skin will just move up like very slowly. That's how you can tell that the skin is dehydrated. But yeah, here I'm just checking over her skin. I'm writing down everything on my skin analysis paper. Checking her cheeks. So I normally turn like my client's head side to side to check their cheeks. Looking at her chin when I do that as well. And we're good to go. So I tried this one more time because it was like we're getting ready to do the chemical peel. Those goggles, I do not like them. I think I'm going to get myself a different pair because I don't feel like they really cover the eye that well. But no more ranting or raving about the goggles. We're getting ready to get into what you guys came to see, which is the chemical peel. I'm doing a test here, and I'm just doing it right here on the side of her, like by her nose. and I take and test for a minute. So I'll take the product onto the skin, the AHA pill onto the skin, and I'm checking to see if I see any frosting. If I do see frosting, I wouldn't go ahead. And I'm asking my client, do they feel like, is it like from a 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being like, get this off of me? How do they feel? And she told me it was a 2, just a little tingling. I said, okay, so we will proceed. If my client says 5 or higher, I will not apply. And we're just waiting a minute. I didn't have a fan, so I wasn't able to like fan her. Well, I shouldn't say I didn't. My fan was not charged at the moment. So I just sprayed some of the Take Your vitamins. It's just to neutralize it. And then I'm doing a cold compress on the area. And we're getting ready to apply. I always like to apply from the cheeks to the forehead. Forehead down to the cheek to the jawline. And I do 1 pass because with the brush that I'm using, it's considered as 2 passes. And then this right here, this is a no-no, what I'm about to do. This is a teaching moment. I did this, and the pill rolled back into her eye, but I was able to get that out. And she was okay. And we're just waiting our 3 minutes. We have our timer set, and we're waiting our 3 minutes. And I'm just talking to her and asking her from a scale of 1 to 10, how does she feel? And she said she was at a 2, and she was telling me right there that she felt it on that side there. And I told her, I was like, okay. I was like, let me know if anything changes. And she said she will. Three minutes seems like forever, I swear. But we're just waiting and talking, and I'm asking her how she feels. She's letting me know. And then we're just talking about our weekend because we had just had MEA weekend. So we're excited about that. And I went on ahead, I sprayed her to neutralize her. And now I'm just doing cold compress. Sorry, my arm is in the way. This was a funny way to record. I wanted to get this video for you guys. I'm just doing cold compress all over her face. Just pressing it in. Not rubbing, but just pressing. Especially trying to work in those areas that she said that she had more of an intense feeling. So we're just rubbing those areas. Not rubbing, dabbing. Dab. And when I say a cold compress, I mean with cold water. So I add ice to my water. It feels so good to the client, especially with doing a chemical pill. And now I just add my On the Mends by Clarity, and that just helps to cool the skin down, bring some moisture back into the skin. And she's telling me like this feels good. And then the next step is going to be moisturizer. So basically just like our finishing products is what we're doing here now. So moisturizer, and then after moisturizer we'll be doing the SPF. And for my moisturizer, I did use St. Paul's College Daily Moisturizer. It's a really good moisturizer. I'm trying not to rub because she did just get a chemical peel. So making sure I'm patting the product in. We were having a good time, you could tell. She was just telling me she likes the tinted versus the oil-free moisturizer, or SPF, I'm sorry, not moisturizer. So that's what we were doing. We were opening the tinted moisturizer so that we can put it on her skin. And I do agree. She was saying that it looks really good on more olive skin tones. And I told her, like, yeah, I do agree. So we're putting on the Tinted SPF by St. Paul College. And again, I'm not rubbing. We are patting this product in. Making sure that it's being all absorbed by patting instead of rubbing. And then we're done. She's happy.